Friday night, 10 o'clock. You're in your pajamas. There's tea in your hand. You're scrolling through your phone. Someone texts, "We're already here, come on." And you type back, "Can't make it, sorry, send." You put the phone down. And then this quiet relief washes over you. Not guilt, relief. The kind that almost feels embarrassing. The relief of staying home. If you know that feeling, this video is about you. And the world has a problem with people like you. Antisocial, withdrawn, living in your own shell, probably sad or bored, that's why you never leave. That's what people think. But psychology tells a different story. And I want to figure out, why do some people not just enjoy being home, they actually need it? What's really happening? And where does "this is how I'm wired" end and "I'm hiding" begin? Let's start with what's happening in your brain. There's a structure called the default mode network. It's active when you're not focused on anything external, just lying there, thinking, staring at the ceiling. For people who love being home, this network runs at full capacity. Your internal dialogue never stops. Your imagination keeps going. You're not bored in silence. You're living in it. At the same time, there's sensory sensitivity. A researcher named Elaine Aron described people whose nervous systems process information much more deeply than average. She called them HSP, highly sensitive people. For someone like this, a noisy cafe isn't just background noise, it's data. Every conversation, every gesture, every shift in someone's voice, you're picking it up, processing it, storing it. By the end of the day, you're just full. Not of bad feelings, just everything, too much of everything. And that's where home comes in. It's the place where you can turn off the input, strip away the noise, keep only what's yours. But where does this come from? Most of the time, childhood. And not necessarily something traumatic. Sometimes it's just you grew up in a family where home was better than anywhere else, where a book was more interesting than playing outside, where you learned early to find company in your own thoughts because it felt safer, more interesting, quieter. Or maybe school was this constant social performance that exhausted you. Other people's rules, other people's rhythm, the constant pressure to keep up when inside you moved to a different beat. Every class change, every period required something you had in limited supply, and your brain figured it out. Outside means you perform, home means you don't, and it started pulling you home. This isn't weakness, this is neurobiology. Your brain finds states where it feels good, and it builds neural pathways toward them. For you, home isn't just a place, it's a nervous system state. And when you're there, something literally relaxes inside you. Your shoulders drop, your breathing evens out, your thoughts slow down. That's not laziness, that's regulation. Think about what your best day actually looks like. Not the most productive day, the day you go to bed and think, "Yeah, that was good." There's no crowd in it, just quiet, just you, just something that's yours. That's not random, that's your natural rhythm. There are patterns you probably recognize. You're completely comfortable alone. Silence doesn't drain you, it fills you. You can spend an entire day at home without feeling empty or bored. Your mind is busy. Time passes. You don't need to fill it. You think better solo. Your clearest thoughts don't come during conversation. They come later when you're home, in the quiet, with your head clear from someone else's presence. You process deeply and slowly, and you need space. You're selective with people, not because you're arrogant, because shallow conversation costs you too much, and you stopped pretending otherwise a long time ago. One real conversation beats 10 empty ones. After a full day around people, even good people, you feel depleted. You need to recharge. Not because something went wrong, your nervous system works differently, and it needs more recovery time. And you have rituals, a specific tea, a certain blanket, your one spot on the couch, a movie you've watched 10 times. These aren't habits from boredom, they're anchors, ways to tell your nervous system, this is safe, you can relax now. Psychologists call it environmental mastery, when someone designs their space so it supports their state. It's not a quirk, it's a tool. None of this is broken. These are patterns of someone with a differently calibrated nervous system. Between 15 and 20% of people are like this. You're not some tiny minority. You're just not performing for an audience. But here's the uncomfortable question. Because there's a line between "I feel good at home" and "I'm afraid to leave," and it's not always clear. If you stay home because home is good, that's one thing. If you stay home because the outside feels overwhelming, unpredictable, heavy, and you haven't tested it in a long time because not testing feels easier, that's something else. One is preference, one is avoidance, and avoidance doesn't settle. It tightens. It shrinks your world to the walls where you felt safe until those walls start closing in. You can usually feel the difference in one thing: how you react when plans fall through. If the cancellation hits as a light "nope, don't want to," just neutral relief, that's probably your style. If it hits as a breath out, after real internal tension, after thinking, "Thank God I don't have to go," it's worth looking at more carefully. This isn't a diagnosis, it's just an honest check-in. For most people who love being home, home isn't an escape, it's a way of living. They're not afraid of the outside world. They just found what they need, and they stopped apologizing for it. They know they're better alone. Quiet doesn't depress them. The realest conversations happen inside their own head. An evening with a book, or a show you love, or just silence, that's not doing nothing. That's not empty. That's fullness of a different kind. The world spent a long time telling you that a real life is loud, that if you're not moving, you're missing something. But maybe you're not missing anything. Maybe you're just living at a different speed. And what happens inside, in your mind, in your home, in the quiet, that's actually your life, the real one. And the hardest part of all this, it's not the solitude itself. It's that the world doesn't know how to read people who don't need an audience. They mistake quiet for sadness, chosen isolation for loneliness, preference for inability. But you already know the difference. You've known it for a long time. You just don't owe anyone an explanation.